this area, or has been to the Shakrila Library, or has been to one of the buildings next door, the newspapers and all that. So we all have our memories associated with these old Delhi architecture, people who grew up with these areas, and especially post-independence, the new structures had to be created celebrating Delhi. And as Delhi is changing, they need to be modernized also. Air conditioning, etc. is all subsequent. And if we can do all that integration in an artistic manner is what requires a different scale of architectural wonder, because the old buildings are without, and now we are trying to retrofit the buildings with the newer technologies and traditions. But this is the story of India also, because I think the story of India becomes imperative because just 2-3 days back, I received a mail from someone in Agra, and I have been to that site personally, that what people associate Agra with is Taj Mahal, but they don't know that prehistoric paintings exist in Agra, and there are those cave paintings in Agra, and I climbed that terrain to see those 2-3 structures which are left over of an ancient civilizational route which Agra exhibited. Why I am narrating this is that the story of art, architecture thereafter, and craft is as old as the human mind. And the more sensitive we kept growing, the more intricate our productions became. And we associated art and craft and design learning from nature, various aspects, and trying to replicate nature also. So I feel that artist in itself and himself or herself has that part of God which is created. And that creation where artist is not trying to be God, but emulates God and is trying to replicate that form in different skill which that artist is possessed with. So I think this is the greatest human endeavor from people like me's perspective, that in those hands, on those eyes, in those brains, rests the godly power to create something nice. And people who are artists obviously cannot be the negative people. So all the negativity in the world that we see today, starting with Pahalgam to whatever else, is because people lose that link with the Brahman or universe or the great godly power which exists in us. So the two powers, the powers of destruction or the power of creation, both rest in us. Depends on our character, who we connect with. And that connection an artist has is with the creator. And that creator is what nurtures life. So in their own respective ways, adulating God and creating life and making it present is the positive structure of life. And my heartfelt gratitude to all the artists, all the people who are creative people, be it architecture, be it design, be it anything. And Indians by and large are the greatest people. I kind of take a lot of pride in Indian creativity, Indian heritage, and Indian people who are able to create and who do it as a very natural thing. Right from very simplistic people who are creating scarves to sarees to shirts to dresses to anything with any material, any resource or without a resource, from sand, from dust, from stone, from painting, from whichever method. And I can only say I bow before all the creative people, all the artists, and all those who support such causes and such people, because it's very hard to exist unless there is adequate support structure. And the beautiful thing about India is that we are a continuing civilization. in spite of challenges that as a civilization we have faced over centuries, we still continue to exist. And I had a very recent trip, just 3-4 days back. I was in Dubai and went to Abu Dhabi Temple. Amazed to see that structure, luggage heavy, with all the wonderful amenities which modern life can give us, the air conditioning, the solar panels, and huge cars, 14 acres of land for just parking area and all that. But all these stones were carved the same way as our ancestors would have carved it 5,000, 7,000 years ago. And that wonder kind of set the tone in my heart that it is because of this that we are called a continuing civilization. In spite of constant onslaught, constant subjugation, our artists have continued with their civilizational value, and the society continues to celebrate that civilizational value. Happy to be here, happy to have been invited by Deepika, because this is that continuous civilization and that continuous acceptance of each other, which we all are here to celebrate. My heartfelt gratitude to everyone present here. And I must apologize, because it was not my fault. Somewhere the time was written as 7 o'clock. So I told Deepika, I said, Deepika, office to office, the communication error. This was 7, which was given to me. So I set up some meetings with people accordingly. Thank you very much, Jay.